Howdy, and welcome to the Mighty Muddy Chuck channel. I'm Chuck. Yeah, go, just flip off of it. Go, you gotta rush and flip off of it. Go on, flip off of it. You gotta do damage to my channel as best you can. Just flip off of it. I didn't mean to flip on it. I just said, God, let me get away from this. He's a crazy man. So yesterday I did a video talking about Iran and how eventually we may end up fighting a real war with Iran. We may end up with troops on the ground in Iran. We may have to set, a war plan in place that basically sets the goals and how we're going to accomplish those goals. And one of those goals may be to divide Iran up. Now, of course, after I did that video, Trump is like, the peace talks are still on. All's well with the world. We're still there. The ceasefire is still real. And maybe it is. And maybe what I was talking about yesterday, in the videos, total hogwash. It could be. But we will not know for sure until after the midterm elections. After the midterm elections, and potentially maybe our response will be tailored as a result of those midterm elections. In other words, if Trump is trounced too badly in those midterm elections, he may not have the ability to do what he's probably planning to do. And Iran will be able to get by with what they've been doing because our Congress is going to let them. Democrats and Republicans, may not have the resolve to do what needs to be done to take care of the Iran situation. Then again, if Trump can convince Congress, can convince our European allies, can convince Russia and China, look, Iran's dangerous. It's not just dangerous to Israel, it's dangerous to planet Earth. We've got to take it serious. Right now, it almost appears like he's not taking it serious. After the midterm elections, if he can muster the will of Congress and our allies, the situation may still totally change. And then again, maybe I'm just wrong because I don't have inside information, to be very clear. I'm simply speaking from intuition and common sense, and the fact that we've created a mess, and it's going to be bad if we leave that mess in place. Even the Democrats are trying to say, well, what Trump's doing right now is no different than what Obama did. I mean, even the Democrats are saying that. What the Democrats are not saying is what Obama did was a mess. It didn't accomplish anything. It threw a whole lot of money away and accomplished absolutely nothing. What the Democrats are not going to say is Trump was basically right in wanting to deal with the Iran situation. They're not going to say that. And to be very clear, I oppose the Iran war. I definitely opposed the half-assed way that we went about it in creating this situation. The timing was totally wrong. The timing was about as dumbassery as you can get. So what's going to happen? I'm inclined to, now this is talking from intuition and semi-psychic. And I could be wrong. I very often am. But my intuition is that we will escalate the situation with Iran. We may bring part of our European allies on board. Part of them may not come on board. Russia may actually come on board with the United States. They might. They will require some convincing by Trump and Rubio. It definitely will take some convincing. China, on the other hand, probably will not come on board. A lot of people like me, going back to when I was really young, and obviously I'm old now, we pictured a major war with China. And I think there's been an effort to try to change the future so that war doesn't happen. I think there were souls incarnated back with a mission to try to prevent that devastating war from happening. But it's probably still going to happen. And it's going to be bad. But does that mean we need to simply let the situation with Iran roll along? We can't do that. It puts it will cost us allies in the region. We will lose a whole lot of goodwill in the Middle East. We will lose a whole lot of respect from the various Middle Eastern countries if we do not at least try to resolve the situation with Iran. Is there any way that Trump's current wishy-washy, on again, off again conflict with Iran may lead to a resolution, and so that we do not end up in a war with China? It's possible. I mean, he could succeed despite himself. His unconventional method of dealing with this situation, it could work. Then again, it could fail. So, just because, one day Trump says this and the next day Trump says that, and we go back and forth, and there's still hope that we can resolve the situation with Iran without making the situation even worse. It's not likely to work. The odds are very probable we're going to end up in a war with Iran. And the odds are very possible that indirectly that war with Iran will lead to a war with China. And that war with China will devastate both China and the United States. Both superpowers will be devastated by that war. It will be hell. It will be total hell. That's, when I was little, that's what I was seeing. I was seeing total hell. And again, souls have been working to try to avoid that future. I believe that. Now you may say, well, Chuck, how's that possible? The world is not the way that we imagine it. The world was never a clay-based world. It always was a digital world. When the first souls emerged from the void, the world they created was digital. They were intellectual energy forms. And as other souls followed, we were intellectual energy forms. That's what we are. That's what our soul is. We are intellectual energy forms. Now, which is more likely for that type of being to create? What is more likely for that type of being to create? A clay-based world or a digital world? A digital world, obviously. And that digital world, to some degree, is computer-like. You can't really compare it to like a Microsoft or even a supercomputer. You can't really compare the two, except to say that it's digital and it's computer-like, but the computer is something that we can't really fully imagine. We can compare it back to the primitive computers that we use, but that's not really a fair comparison. But you have the canvas of this digital world that we can't really change per se. But we change the part of code that we write by the lives that we live. You know, say I've lived the same life, some version of this same life, 3, 4, 5 times. Maybe one of those lives, I pick up this pen. This life right here, I picked up this pen. Maybe a different life, I didn't pick up that pen. Now is not significant. It's totally insignificant. But still, it's part of the computer code that's within the program. That's time. Time is a series of moments, and those moments are part of the program that we create by the lives we live, by the things we do and the lives that we live. We help to write the code by the lives that we live. And we come back into this canvas because we don't like the outcome, maybe of something in our personal life, or we don't like the outcome of some major event like a war with China. We can come back onto the canvas, and the part that we can rewrite, we try to rewrite to avoid what we do not want to happen. Souls may be incarnated individually. They may be incarnated together as part of an agenda, a goal. And in a previous version of time, we fucked up really badly. And we got into a war with China. And it was devastating. It was awful. And collectively, a whole bunch of souls came into this world to relive their lives on this canvas to change what happened, to change the future. And part of that future is based on what's going on right now with Iran. They're connected. And a different version of this life that we're living, in a different version of it, Hillary Clinton was elected president. She was president. And she fucked up every which way she turned. Not by malice, not with intent. I mean, her soul wants the future to be changed. On some level, she really did not want to be elected president again, because on some level, she knows the degree that she fucked up. Now, the idea was that somehow Trump would be able to avoid the mistakes that she made. He's making different mistakes, but it still may lead to the same outcome. And to some degree, you know, the soul that is Hillary Clinton, she doesn't want that to happen. She doesn't really want to be vindicated. You know, there were no good solutions. She wants time to be changed on some level. Her higher self wants time to be changed. But it's iffy. It's really iffy. Much thanks for watching and listening. I do appreciate it.